Test. Good morning. Welcome back. I know it was an intense day yesterday, and especially an intense long evening. So I congratulate and commend all those who actually experienced this cult film with which we ended last night on Kazuo Ono. And we will be reflecting back on it later today. So I welcome you to the second day of the ARTAUD Forum, The World from Within and Without. Our keynote speaker this morning is unable to be physically present, but you see him already behind me. I'll go full screen now, see how that works. And I would like to introduce Dr. Edward Scheer, who is professor in a university in Australia, the School of English, Media and Performing Arts at University of New South Wales. So he was in England for a while, and I think he travels back and forth, of course, but now he's based there, and he's founding editor of Performance Paradigm, and has edited a number of books, including ARTAUD, A Critical Reader, Technologies of Magic, A Cultural Study of Ghosts, Machines and the Uncanny. And he also, I think, has been very well known as an ARTAUD scholar, and that's why we approached him. He's former chairman of the board of directors of the Performance Space in Sydney, one of the leading experimental art spaces in Australia. And he is currently the president of the International Performance Studies Association, the largest professional organization in the field of performance studies. Now, when I looked at his current research, I realized he may be into a number of new areas that he is exploring. I think he has worked, for example, on Australian artist Mike Parr, some of you know him, examining durational aesthetics, the use of time in performance, but I think he is still attracted to return and reflect further on uses of madness, and also how ARTAUD and perhaps the issue of madness has been received in the critical theories of the last decades. Without further ado, I'm very, very pleased, Edward, that you can be with us, and I welcome you, and please, if you address our audience with your keynote.
Thank you, Johannes. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So, hi everybody. I can't see you yet, but Johannes has said he'll turn the monitor around for the Q&A so we can have some kind of interaction. Sorry I can't be there. It's just after 7 o'clock at night here in Sydney. And it occurs to me in this context, in this virtual context, that as my friend Samuel Weber was the first to point out, ARTAUD was among the first users of the term virtual reality in his book, There and Its Double, back in 1938. So what we're doing now is a pretty old idea, even if it's a pretty new technology. So what I'm going to try and do in the time we have is take you through some of the contexts for the idea of the body without organs. I know from my scholarship on Butoh and my various trips to Japan to meet with Butoh artists that this idea keeps coming back in the discussions around what this form means. So I thought it might be useful to just backtrack a bit and rehearse that, the history of that concept. So I'm going to try and do a bit of work on that. Obviously, this is an important idea for Deleuze and Guattari as well. So I'm going to take a suitably anti-Deleuzian approach to that and try and just kind of mull over some of the significant images of that idea of the body without organs. And then finally try and map it out onto some recent, well, it's all recent, I guess, Butoh performance practice. So forgive me if this is erring on the side of the abstract, and maybe we can kick it into a more concrete sort of discussion in the Q&A. I'll be more than happy to do that. So Johannes has said he's going to move the slides on for me. So maybe we could just move on now to the next slide, Johannes. I just begin with a couple of images from Onokasua, just by way of an homage, really, as much as anything else. I'm just beginning with an anecdote from an event that took place some years ago in Sydney. It was the opening of a gallery down at Circular Quay. Those of you there have been to Sydney, but Circular Quay is where the Opera House is, and the Museum of Contemporary Art. It's a cultural precinct. And some Aboriginal dancers were opening this new gallery. They were performing their very slow-moving dance, and they were wearing their white face paint. And I was with the video artist Mariko Mori, and she said, "Are they doing Buto? This is Buto." And I said, "No, I don't think they're doing Buto." But we began to talk about the fact that this actually looked like some kind of a Buto performance. And we were intrigued about in what way you could read Indigenous performance as